I'm pretty sure I had like these exact sunglasses, maybe a little more yellow, my senior year of high school. Isn't it crazy like how the trends just come on back? I'm also really excited for like less Utah waves and more natural texture because I am the most low maintenance, as you can see. I'm either like low maintenance or like crazy high maintenance. Anyways, how are you? I feel like we're in this together if you're watching these videos with me. And a lot of people have asked me like, what are you doing this for? At like 100 days. And honestly, the reason that I'm doing this is because I am interested in building out a new funnel in my business, which is the same thing that we do when we create a new pathway of cash at the salon. If you follow me on Instagram at lomax.lexi, you will see that I've been talking about new pathways of cash and a new pathway that I've recently just added into my own salon. And that is that we have house hair, a house extension hairline. Before I tell you anything else, can I just say the extension world is like cuckoo crazy. So I will not be joining any hair extension education. I will not be sharing all of the details on this. All we're going to talk about is business, and you could insert any item there. But and what we're going to talk about today is the pathways of cash. But it is just like wild to me, and specifically if you're watching this in real time as I'm releasing these videos daily, like I've got my popcorn. Whew, it's a lot. It's a lot. But extensions and house hair specifically is something that we've added recently into my business, my salon, and it's so much work. I'm gonna also tell you that this house hair thing is like, holy smokes, so much work. There's so many freaking details, but it is fantastic so far. But it all that it is a new pathway of cash. So when we think about pathways of cash in your business, I want you to think about all the ways that you currently can make money today. What are all the ways in which you can make money? And like, really, this is a good one to take some pen and paper too. And you want to pen and paper this out and go, okay, this is how I currently make money. I sell retail items. Within retail, how many pathways of cash do you have? Do you have hair items, like beauty items? Do you have beauty adjacent items, meaning things that are maybe like you sell like sheet masks, but you are a hair salon primarily. We do that at my salon. So they're hair adjacent, beauty adjacent items is what I call them. We have some boutique items, like we sell kitsch stuff, and we also sell some like house branded items as well. What else? Like, what else within retail, physical items that you sell? What are the various pathways there? So we could have like boutique, we could have hair care, skin care, different like lanes of retail, right? It's all retail. It's physical items that you sell. You also sell services, and within services, you probably have like color services, and then you have cutting services, and then you potentially have like additional like extension services, something. So you just itemize that, right? I mean, really? Like, could I have gone around the trash truck? Yes. But you can't really see. That's kind of rude. I am not an aggressive driver, but I'm a friendly person and stuff like that. Just wonder. They must be in a big hurry. I'm glad I'm not in a big hurry as they are. I'll let that go. Anyways, yesterday I was like just finished filming, or I don't know, whenever it was that I was filming last, and I waved at somebody and they didn't wave back, and I was like, oh, so rude. Anyways, so you're getting some real life here. So then we need to look at like, okay, what are additional pathways of cash that we can bring into the salon outside of physical items and services? Perhaps you also are a rental salon, or you have rental opportunity in your salon, like maybe you have open stations. So we want to look at that, because that's another pathway of cash in my business. So we have services rendered by employees, we have retail items, and we have rental income. as well. And then sometimes there can be inside of rental, there can be other rental opportunities. So you can have either like, you can rent to other businesses that they rent space from you. Like maybe you rent to a local boutique and they rent your like space that you have, like sublet your own space. This trash truck is really slow actually. So like that's another opportunity. Maybe you have a pathway of cash that you, what on earth, guy? This is where you're gonna stop to let me pass you. Okay, it's just like the most dangerous curve ever. Thanks, bro. So, that was silly, very silly. There's like the huge wide road up ahead. Whatever. Anyways, so maybe you do something where you have items on consignment, and that's like a little bit different than standard retail items because you get a percentage of their sales. But just itemize like what you currently have for pathways of cash. Then we need to look at your business and go, what is one area that we can add a new pathway of cash for the salon to grow? So maybe you have rent income, you sell retail hair items like shampoos, conditioners, stuff like that, like hair care, and you that's it. And you do hair behind the chair, but like we're trying to lower that and we need to bring up the income of the salon. So we then look for, okay, what could we do? Are you willing to bring in an employee and do you have the capability, and do you have the visibility wait list? Do you have enough clients, basically? Do you have enough people? Do you have demand to have an employee that you could make money off of, like as an employee stylist, as a commission stylist? Do you have that, and is that something you want to do? Some people yes, some people no. A lot of rental stylists have transitioned into one or two and employee-based stylists to help their assistants grow and train. It helps the stylist, it helps them out. Like, it's a wonderful way to transition stylists into our industry. Even in a saturated rental market, you'll find like people are happy to be an employee when they're taken care of well and when it's done legally. I know that AB5 in California was like a big like gut punch and like a I don't like this kind of moment for a lot of salon owners who were not doing things by the book, and that is a bummer. But it also like made people level up and take care of business and treat their business like an actual business. And for me, I think that is a huge win always. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess that wasn't my turn, but it was. You know, we're always learning. Driving with Lexi today on 100 Days of YouTube. Anyways, it's school pickup time, so people are nutty. Probably myself included. But anyways, so like what maybe you want to include having like one or two, and just because you have one employee-based stylist doesn't mean that like now you're going to be a commissioned salon. It means that you are adding a new pathway of cash, you're trying something on. For us, the salon this year, we had 2 new pathways of cash come in, one of which is still yet to be determined, but one was more of a passive pathway and one is a more active pathway. So like, I just want you to think about all of the ways, when I say pathways of cash into your business, it's just like, how do you add something new, right? In a masterclass that I teach twice a year, 5 ways to 50K, which is freaking good. It is a good masterclass, by the way. I'll be teaching it again in early December, I'm pretty sure. Stand by on that. Don't hold me to it. But I will be teaching it at least one more time before the year is out. I talk about all the different ways that we could easily add 50K to your bottom line this year, like in the next 12 months. And just adding something new is one of the quickest and easiest ways to add a pathway of cash. So for us, House Hair, our own extension brand, Foundation Extensions by Ooh La La, we created the brand. I've done all the research. It is so much work, but that's okay. It's fantastic and it's so fun, and it's unbelievable having hair in stock, what that does for extension sales. Like, wild. And installs. So your service revenue goes up, but then now you also have this other thing where we've cut the middleman out because we're the manufacturer as well. So like, it is just huge profit, fantastic, can't recommend it enough, as long as you do your research and have the money to invest. It's not something you can do with a couple of bucks. You need a little bit of cash to put behind it in order to do the research. And I know that there are companies out there that have done the research, and so that's great. You could definitely start with one of those, and like kind of go with anyways, whatever. We don't need to talk about that, but that's one way to do it. But doing the research for these, for the hair and the like, you have to kind of know what you're doing on that one. Like it's a lot of work, and you could waste a ton of money, which we spent a lot in research. We'll say that. I didn't waste it. We spent a lot in research. But anyways, beyond that, like, we have the scalp spa, which I brought in. Now, the reason that I said it's yet to be determined is because I'm still technically on maternity leave, and just said my capacity doesn't allow me to do this right now. It was supposed to start at the beginning of my maternity leave. We were ready to rock and roll. Everything is ready, except I'm not ready. And so as a business owner and as a supported salon owner by my systems, foundations, and priorities, I can't do it right now. Like, I've made a decision to just say we're waiting. It's all ready to roll. I've spent all the money. Is it the wisest business decision? Not really. No. But this pathway of cash, when we open it, when we turn it on, it's going to work beautifully. And it's going to work beautifully because it's going to be the right time. I'm not interested in pushing and rushing. Like, if it's not an amazing yes for these decisions in business, then it's a no for me. Like, in this season of life for me. And I just want to share that, because I don't think I've given an update on that in a long time. But it's one of those things where, like, I had to really sit back and honor my capacity and say, you know what, we'll make the money even though I made those projections that we were going to make that, you know, I had projected around 65K for the year, an additional, I just can't do it. I just had a baby. Like, I'm a human, right? We talked about that too. And it's not dropping the ball. It's just saying it's not the time right now. If it had worked when I had originally set things into motion, we'd be crushing it without a doubt. But I always know that things unfold at the right time, and things are always happening, like, for me. And so I am just happy to be like, you know what, we're gonna do it in our own time, and that's freaking fine. But that's a more active pathway of cash, because I was going to have employees, or we are going to have employees who are going to do the service, but they will pay the salon directly. The salon offers the scalp spa services, the menu, and it's gonna be fantastic. I don't know what's gonna happen here. This is tricky. This is tricky. You know. Anyways, so I am gonna wrap this up so I can get out of the way for this nice gal that is gonna let me pull into the parking lot here and pick up my sweet girl. But it is one of those things that when we look at pathways of cash, you have to look at what you currently have. Where do you have opportunity? Where do you have capacity? And what are you willing to do, right? Because sometimes it can be as simple as bringing in a new retail line, a new retail item, a retail, like, beauty adjacent item. Maybe it's something completely off the wall. Maybe it's manufacturing something for yourself. Maybe there's all sorts of things that you can bring into the salon, and it makes total sense. The one thing that I really would suggest you don't do as adding a new pathway of cash is get involved in any sort of business that you can't control all of the variables on. Now, of course, doing business with other businesses, these sort of things, like, you can't always control all the variables. But in general, if you are not in charge of making decisions about how you can sell such items, and if you can't, I'm trying to be very careful with my words here, can you tell? If you are not able to make decisions about what's best for your business in doing business with this potential piece of your business, then I would move slow on those kind of things. So, all right, pathways of cash. You've got your homework. Write the list. See where you can add to it. See what's missing. See what your clients desire, and then go for it. Freaking go for it. You market your face off with these new pathways of cash. You have to do your work. Bringing it into the salon, just like having a new thing, is not good enough.